Okay, let's start sitting. So you can come into a comfortable cross-legged position. And we'll begin with eyes closed. And start to slow down your breath. Tuning into where your body touches the floor or the props underneath you. And from that grounded base, lengthen all the way up through the top of your head, feeling the full length and space that you take up. We can set an intention to have a nice, slow, steady breath throughout the practice. And if you notice that your mind has wandered onto other things or you're checked out, just as soon as you notice that, come back to your breath. Slow it down again. You can let your eyes open, keeping a soft focus, and feel free to open and close your eyes as it's useful for you. So let's start with a gentle twist. We're going to bring the left hand across, the right hand to the floor behind you. As you inhale, sit a little taller. As you exhale, rotate. Look back over your shoulder. On each breath, see if you can twist a little deeper. Inhale, sit taller. Exhales, a little bit more rotation. Now keep going in this direction, but turn your head the other way, looking over the opposite shoulder like you're wringing out your spine. And then release. Let's go the other way. Gently at first. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Looking over your shoulder, seeing if there's a little deeper twist possible, a little more height possible. Keep going in this direction, but turn your head the other way, looking over the opposite shoulder. And then release, back around to the front. Let's interlace fingers in front and put some pressure between the arms as if you're trying to pull the arms apart. Spreading between the shoulder blades, spreading the upper back. And then release. Let's interlace fingers behind the back, maybe the other thumb on top. Open up the chest. And then fold forward here. And this could be just dropping your head, or if you're able, come part way or all the way towards the floor. And you don't need to fold any deeper than you can fold, just breathing into the position you're in, feeling right where you are. And then release. Come up, hands to knees, round back. Lean away from your hands on your knees, drop your chin. Roll your way back up. And let's recross the legs so the other leg is in front or on top. Sitting tall, drop your right ear over to right shoulder. We'll press down through both shoulders, but especially through the left. So you're looking for a stretch on the left side of the neck. Rotate your chin to your chest and come over to the other side. Both shoulders drop, and now a little bit more through the right shoulder, looking for a stretch on right side of the neck. Let's rotate chin to chest, come back to the first side, and then go back and forth a couple times. Little half circles or 3/4 circles, watching the sensation move from one side over to the other. Next time your chin is to your chest, stay there. Let's interlace fingers behind the head and let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of the neck. Let's release the arms, head floats back up. Bring your hands to the floor behind you, fingers facing forward, roll your shoulders back and your elbows back, and then lift the chest. Take the chest as high as you can, sternum rising up. And then release, come up, hands to knees, round back, lean away from your hands on your knees, drop your chin, and then roll your way back up. Let's come forward onto hands and knees, tabletop. If you want to pad your knees and you have something to put under them, feel free to use a cushion or towel or blanket. Hands shoulder width apart, right under your shoulders, fingers spread, knees under hips, and we'll take a few rolls through the spine. Starting by lifting the head and tail, arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curve. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curve. Now, inhale, arch. Bend your elbows straight back, lean forward, and dip part way or all the way to the floor, pressing up from there. Round. Arch. Go forward to dip down, elbows hugging the sides. If going all the way down is too much, just go a couple of inches, press up from there. Round. Arch. Go forward to dip down, whatever amount you're able. Bend the elbows straight back, press up, round. Arch. One more time, dip down. Press up, round, and then sink back to child's pose, releasing hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. Find a relaxed position for your arms and neck and shoulders. Slow, steady breath. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left and then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center and over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching the left side a bit more. Let's come back to center. We're going to lift up through a table, tuck the toes, and come back to downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. And you can bend one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor. And your heel doesn't have to make it all the way towards the floor. You can just go in that direction, back and forth a few times, waking up the calves and hamstrings. And then as you settle onto 2 feet evenly, heels can be up or down, knees bent or straight, pulling the hips up away from the hands. Just one more breath here. Let's walk hands and feet towards one another, and then hang in ragdoll, feet hip width apart. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. You can just let your arms drop or link elbows, or if you need a little extra support through your arms, you could rest elbows on thighs or hands on ankles. See if you can find a position where you're able to let the weight of your head really hang, feeling the heaviness of your head dropping. Let's bend the knees a little more and slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, stacking up. We'll step the feet together, And then bring the right arm up and over for a side bend. The left arm can provide a little support. If you need more support, you might bend your elbow. Really reach through the fingers like a big yawning stretch. Push your feet into the floor, strong legs, strong core. And then reach a little further out to come up. Same thing, other side. Left arm up and over. Big side stretch. Reach a little further out to come up and release down. Let's interlace fingers and press out through the palms. Take your arms up by your ears, shoulders are dropped but arms reaching straight, and then rise up for a little balance. So it could be just a slight lift of the heels, or you might come all the way up or anywhere in between. And while you're concentrating on balancing, can your face be relaxed? Can your breath be slow and steady, even as you might be wobbling and falling? Imagine you could keep your head where it is now as you lower your heels. So grow a little longer as the heels come down. And then unlink fingers, push out through the palms, pulling the fingers back towards you, reaching through the base of the hand. You might even feel a little tingling in your forearms here. And then curl fingertips down, pull the knuckles in strongly, still reaching out from the center. And then a couple of big wrist circles, flexing and stretching all the little muscles of the forearms, muscles that can be really overworked, especially if you're doing a lot of computer work. Let's release arms down. We're going to bend the knees and come into chair, Utkatasana. Hips sink nice and low. Head reaches high, fingertips reach high, but shoulders drop low. Belly is drawing in, supporting the back. One more breath here. Let's release, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, part way up. Let's plant the hands near the front of the mat and step back into a high push-up position. Hands right under shoulders. We're going to drop the knees and lower all the way down. Coming into your back bend. This could be low or high, cobra or up dog. So you can choose just barely lifting the upper body or pushing hands into the floor to come up a little higher. Kind of feel how this is in your body. You could also scoot your hips further forward to come a little bit closer to up dog. Shoulders are back and down, nice long neck wherever you are. And then press back to child's pose or down dog. So we'll take 5 breaths. If down dog is too intense right now, come back to child's pose. More important than the shape you're coming back to, come back to your breath. Last breath here. Let's release. Let's come all the way through to sitting. And we're going to extend the legs forward. Take the flesh of the sit bones back, so you're right up on your sit bones, sitting nice and tall. And if your hamstrings are on the tighter side, this might be pulling on the back, so it's harder to sit upright. If that's the case for you, a little lift under the hips can make a big difference. Also a little bend in the knees. So try and have a nice tall spine. We'll start with hands on the floor, and this might be enough if you're already getting a big hamstring stretch. Just stay here. If you're not at your maximum stretch yet, lean forward until you find it. If your hands reach your feet, you can hold on to them to help lengthen and fold. If you can't reach your feet, you could either put something around it, a strap or scarf, or go back to hands on the floor. Each inhale, more length. Each exhale, a little deeper fold. Shoulders are down, face relaxed, feeling right where you are. Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Let's take soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Heels come in close, and you can either grab your big toes or your ankles with that grip, lengthen. Again, a little lift under the hips could be useful. And then fold whatever amount you are able. So it doesn't matter how far you get, you're just going in the direction of length, in the direction of folding. If your elbows meet your legs, you could push into them to help them open. Or if it feels better for you to have hands on the floor or elbows on the floor, that's another option. You can also lean your head into something if you do have props. Prop could be a good midway point if you're almost to getting to the floor. And feeling right where you are. Is there anything to let go of here? And bring the upper body back up. We're going to open both legs out wide, Upavishta Konasana, wide angle pose. So wide being a relative term, wide as you can, don't worry how wide it is. And again, try and have the bowl of the pelvis upright. So if you need to slip something under the hips, go ahead and do that. You can start with hands on the floor. If this is already a big stretch, stay where you are. If you're not at your maximum yet, lean forward until you find it. Could be right away. And just notice if your feet fall one way or the other. Keep bringing them so they point straight up. And this isn't about getting anywhere. You don't need to be making the same shape I'm making. We're just each going in the direction of length, in the direction of folding, and then when you meet your edge, what's possible for your body right now, that's where you stay. And that edge changes quite a bit. So breath by breath, really listening, and if something lets off, maybe go a little deeper. If something becomes too intense, back out a little. And as we go towards our edges, it's a great place to notice reactivity. So sometimes if it's feeling really tight, your shoulders might lift, or you might tense your face. So seeing if you can feel what you're feeling in this shape and soften, let go, open. At the very least, can your breath be slow and steady? Let's come back up. We're going to lean back, draw the legs in, a little shake out, and let's come all the way back onto our backs. So you can bring your knees in and just take a little circle or rock with your knees, massaging the lower back and sacrum into the floor. And then we'll drop the feet to the floor, getting set up for a hip stretch. So we're going to cross the right ankle above the left knee, reach the hands through, grab the left leg, and hug it in as close as you can. So this is a stretch for the right outer hip, similar to pigeon pose. If you ever have knee problems and pigeon doesn't work for you, it's a great alternative stretch. Also really good for the back because the back is supported. So you're hugging your knee in as close as you can, and then check for reactivity. Can you drop your shoulders? Can you relax your jaw and the muscles around your eyes? Can your breath be slow? release. Left foot to the floor, straighten the right leg up, and then flex and point your right foot a few times. You can just hold anywhere behind your leg, circle your ankle a couple times in both directions. And we'll do the same thing other side. Drop both feet to the floor, cross the left ankle above the right knee, reach your hands through, grab the right leg, and then hug it in close. And then keep seeing, is there any more? We want to continually explore these poses. So the outer shape is just the beginning, and then there's this continued inner exploration that's very subtle. Is there anything to release here? Any unnecessary tension, gripping? Is it possible to have the back side of the torso spread out a little bit more? Back of the hips dropping, back of the shoulders dropping. And then release. Drop the right foot to the floor, straighten the left leg up. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times in both directions. And then drop this straight left leg along the floor. Bring your right knee in and take it all the way across for a spinal twist. Open out through the right arm. Let your knee and shoulder release away from one another. Same thing, other side. Bring the knees in. Grab hold of the left knee, drop the right leg, and then take your left knee across. Open out through the left arm. Roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in, little circle or rock. And then we're going to drop the legs down and get set up for savasana, our final resting pose, perhaps the most important part of class. Take your time getting comfortable. If there's a way to adjust your body so you're more at ease, take your time doing that. If you need any props, go ahead. And then let the weight of your body just release. Let your breath return to natural without any effort. Letting go of having to do anything. Just simply being. If even just for a few moments, nothing to accomplish, no problem to solve. You can slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe let your breath deepen again, move your wrists and ankles, and take a big stretch out through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. And then use your hands to help you up to sitting. And bring hands together at the heart. And just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. Taking time out from your busy life to take good care of yourself is so good. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.